My 17-year-old son just told me he's not going to college. His friends, all heading to university. His GPA, a 3.6. His plan? Start a business. Am I crazy for supporting this? Maybe. But after 35 years in business, I believe this is the smartest decision he could make. And here's why. This is controversial. Some people think I'm a terrible father. But let me give you some context. My 17-year-old is in his final year of high school, and he's made the decision to skip college and go straight into entrepreneurship. As someone who spent 35 years owning multiple small businesses, consulting, and business coaching, I'm both excited and terrified. But we're going on this journey together. His friends, yes, they are all going to college. He's bravely going against the grain and having to answer a lot of questions from those friends, as well as dumbfounded parents and even relatives. He seems like such a bright, sharp young kid. Why in the world is he not going to college, they wonder. They hesitantly ask how his grades are, or if he did terrible on his ACT score. Not at all. He's a well rounded, well behaved kid who thinks linearly and logically. Yes, he inherited those traits from me, for better or for worse. We've had many discussions over the past 12 months. The decision has evolved over time as he's rapidly matured. While we address the subject directly, we discuss the future, business, his ambitions, AI, jobs, and my business experiences. If you have teenagers, you know they change their minds constantly. So I waited. I watched. I wanted to see if this was just a phase or something deeper. Then one evening, early in his senior year, he said it casually, like he was deciding what to have for dinner. Yeah, I'm not going to college. That was it. No drama, just certainty. But I wasn't convinced yet. Knowing he could very likely change his mind over his senior year, and as it progressed, we discussed it periodically. I was curious to see if this decision would stick. Well, not only did it stick, his resolve got stronger. He started researching business ideas and opportunities online and all the places kids look these days. He got excited. He wanted to get into business and start making money. So we discussed some more, and as we're heading into the holiday season, his friends are all working hard on their college application process, but he has not budged. At this point, I believe his decision is set in stone. And honestly, Dad thinks he's making the best decision for his future. Here's what nobody tells you about college in 2025. In a nutshell, our multiple discussions have boiled down to three core reasons why we believe skipping college is actually the right move. First, we believe times are changing faster than most people realize or want to admit. We've had many talks about what's coming around the corner, technology's effect on the economy, drastic job market changes that are still in the very early innings, and a political landscape that's becoming increasingly prevalent in our day to day lives. We believe that life in 10 years will be very different than it is today. The next 10 years will be highly disruptive. Therefore, thinking logically, he wants to get ahead of these changes as much and as fast as possible. Why spend the next 4 years in a classroom learning things that might be obsolete by the time he graduates? Second, we don't believe a majority of universities will change fast enough to adapt to what's coming. Not to be too controversial, but sure, they will adapt one day when there's clarity in market forces, like declining enrollments, that will force them to change, but the process will likely take years. By the time they adjust, the world will have moved on again. My son wants to be ahead of the curve, not catching up to it. Universities are incredible institutions for certain paths: medicine, law, engineering, and research. But for an ambitious kid who wants to build a business, college can be an expensive, slow detour. The third reason is his priorities are for hands on experience, skill development, and real world learning opportunities. Instead of case studies, he'll face actual customers. Instead of group projects, he'll solve actual problems. Instead of grades, he'll face actual consequences. That's a real world MBA, and it's worth more than any degree for someone who wants to be an entrepreneur. In the meantime, he has AI. The AI on his phone can teach him anything he wants to learn. It's personalized, specific to him, instantaneous, comprehensive, and as detailed as he needs it to be. Really, how can you beat that? Look, it's what's best for him. But this decision is certainly not right for everyone. It's a personal choice. He's ambitious, mature, doesn't want a corporate job, and has no desire for a career that requires an advanced degree like medicine or law. He graduates in late spring and will be sprung into the world, hopeful, nervous, excited, and scared. We're ramping up our focus on what specific type of business he wants to pursue. There is still time, but graduation day will be here fast because time sure does fly. Now, you might be wondering, what is the actual plan? Well, that's what this channel is about. I'll be sharing this journey with you, every step of it. While a teenage brain may switch gears between now and June, as of now, he wants to start a business with Dad. That's right, a father son business built from the ground up, documented in real time. So that's where we are. A 17-year-old about to graduate, a dad with 35 years of business experience, and a decision that terrifies and excites us both. Over the next few months, I'll be documenting this journey, the questions he asks, the advice I give, the business ideas we explore, the mistakes we make, and eventually the business we build together. If you're a parent watching your kids navigate the changing world, or if you're someone reconsidering your own path, subscribe and follow along. Drop a comment. Tell me, am I crazy for supporting this? Or is college the real risk in 2025? Next week, I'll share the first business question my son asked that made me realize he actually is ready for this. It's a question most people don't ask until they're about 40 years old. See you then.